the final phase of the diplomacy of negotiation. The Messenger of Allah left his confinement and went on preaching his faith as usual. Quraysh likewise repealed the boycott, but went on in their atrocities and oppression on the Muslims. Abu Talib, the octogenarian notable, was still keen and shielding his nephew, but by that time, and on account of the series of tremendous events and continual pains, he began to develop certain fits of weakness. No sooner had he emerged victorious from the inhuman boycott than he was caught in a persistent illness and physical enervation. The polytheists of Mecca, seeing this serious situation and fearing that the stain of infamy that the other Arabs could attribute to them in case they took any aggressive action against the Prophet. After he had lost his main support, Abu Talib took a decision to negotiate with the Prophet once more and submit some concessions withheld previously. They then delegated some representatives to see Abu Talib and discuss the issue with him. Ibn Isaac and others related when a serious illness caught Abu Talib, the people of Quraysh began to deliberate on the situation and reviewed the main features that characterized that period, and which included the conversion of Umar and Hamza to Islam, coupled with the tremendous stir that Muhammad had created amongst all the tribes of Quraysh. They then deemed it imperative to see Abu Talib before he died, to pressure his nephew to negotiate a compromise on the various disputed points. They were afraid that the other Arabs might attribute to them the charge of opportunism. The delegation of Quraysh comprised 25 men, including notables like Utbah. They first paid tribute to him and confirmed their high esteem of his person and position among them. They then shifted to their new give and take policy that they claimed they wanted to follow. To substantiate their argument, they alleged that they would refrain from intervening in his religion if he did the same. Abu Talib summoned his nephew and apprised him of the minutes of his meeting with them, and said, "Well, my nephew, here are the celebrities of your people. They have proposed this meeting to submit a policy of mutual concessions and peaceful coexistence." The Messenger of Allah turned to them saying, "I will guide you to the means by which you will gain sovereignty over both the Arabs and non-Arabs." In another version, the Prophet addressed Abu Talib in the following words, "Oh uncle, why don't you call them onto something better?" Abu Talib asked him, "What is it that you invite them to?" The Prophet replied, "I invite them to hold fast to a message that is bound to give them access to kingship over the Arabs and non-Arabs. According to Ibn Isaac's version, it is just one word that will give you supremacy over the Arabs and non-Arabs." The Meccan deputies were taken by incredible surprise and began to wonder what sort of word was that which would benefit them to that extent. Abu Jahl asked, "What is that word?" "I swear by your father that we will surely grant you your wish, followed by 10 times as much." He said, "I want you to testify that there is no God worthy to worship but Allah, and then divest yourselves of any sort of worship you harbor for any deities other than Allah." They immediately clapped their hands in ridicule and said, "How can you expect us to combine all the deities in one God?" It is really something incredible. On their way out leaving, they said to one another, "By God, this man Muhammad will never relent, nor will he offer any successions. Let us hold fast to the religion of our forefathers, and Allah will in due course adjudicate and settle the dispute between us and him." As regards this incident, Allah revealed the following verses. Sa'd. These letters Sa'd are one of the miracles of the Quran, and none but Allah alone knows their meanings. By the Quran full of reminding, nay, those who disbelieve are in false pride and opposition. How many a generation we have destroyed before them, and they cried out when there was no longer time for escape. And they Arab pagans wonder that a warner Prophet Muhammad has come to them from among themselves, and the disbelievers say, "This Prophet Muhammad is a sorcerer, a liar. Has he made the gods all into one God, Allah? Verily, this is a curious thing." And the leaders among them went about, saying, "Go on and remain constant to your gods. Verily, this is a thing designed against you. We have not heard the like of this among the people of these later days. This is nothing but an invention."